Thank you for streaming with us on WUSA 9 Plus. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
And I'm Leslie Foster. This is your daily download, Nova. If you're in Northern Virginia, this show is for you. We're going to get you caught up in just a few minutes. We begin tonight in Prince William County. It's been exactly 1 year since a truck driver was killed in a crash.
Yeah, and police say the person who hit the truck driver ran away from the scene as he was getting medical treatment. But despite knowing the name of this person, the victim's family tells our Matthew Torres how no arrest is leaving them more heartbroken.
This was Trent Schnockenberg's last night alive, completing a job while on the phone with his fiancée.
I'm on my way to Hagerstown.
But around 5 o'clock that morning, this truck driver would be killed on Interstate 95 near the Woodbridge exit. That was exactly 1 year ago.
I miss him so much. He was on the road a lot. Like, this man was addicted to his job. He loved what he did.
The Virginia State Police crash report provided by his family says another car traveling southbound sideswiped his tractor trailer. The driver was going 20 miles over the speed limit. It's unclear if he was under the influence. The impact was strong enough to send the truck across the interstate and crash on the side, killing Schnockenberg. Police say the other driver was getting medical attention when he ran away from the scene.
I'm really mad because I don't get my fiance back.
Loved ones say it's been hard to grieve because exactly 1 year later, the family says there's been no accountability. Despite knowing who the other driver was, no charges have been filed.
Virginia State Police says the agency is still looking for the suspect whose name and address were in the crash report.
I want this person to know how many lives he's affected.
While the family understands how an investigation can take time, they question if more could have been done to at least identify him to the public.
They didn't even release like a statement to say that he was a person of interest. I mean, I haven't even seen a photo of what this guy looks like. I could be serving him at my place of work and not even know it.
When asked if they plan to release the photo and name, a VSP spokesperson tells WSA 9, quote, "I've released all that I have available to release at present time." The family fears too much time has passed.
He was driving recklessly, and it caused somebody to die.
Matthew Torres, WUSA 9.
We have a disturbing story to tell you about now. This one in Fairfax County. Herndon police tell us a man is in custody after attacking a woman on the W&OD trail last night, and they're worried he may have done this more than once. Dennis Romero is being held without bond tonight. Police say he raped a woman who was walking on that trail between Ferndale Avenue and Grace Street. She fought him off and flagged down someone walking by at the time, and that person called police. Investigators say he has a history of sexual assaults and exposures dating back to 2022. So anyone who may have had a similar encounter with Romero, do reach out to police.
You should feel safe here in town knowing that this individual has been removed from our streets in a rapid manner and remains in custody. And we will do everything in our power to ensure that he does remain in custody.
Yeah, the chief goes on to say you can expect to see more officers out there on the W&OD trail.
The Alexandria Health Department has issued a rabies alert. A raccoon found near Chambliss Park tested positive for the disease. That's right next to the John Adams Elementary School. Health officials say that raccoon came in contact with several dogs. The dogs are being quarantined and the raccoon has been euthanized. Rabies is spread through saliva from a bite or a scratch from an infected animal. Symptoms of rabies include unexpected aggression from an animal that would normally avoid people, extreme drooling or foaming at the mouth, and walking as if it's drunk. You should not approach stray animals, even if they appear friendly.
In Fairfax County, Virginia, one town is debating raising the tax on restaurant meals. The plan would raise the tax from 3% to 4% in the town of Vienna for the next 10 years. The mayor says the increase would pay for a new indoor aquatics and fitness center. But at a hearing Monday night, not everyone was on board.
I understand that there's been a lot of outreach and people said, yeah, what is Vienna lacking? Oh, a pool. Well, sure they are. Does that really matter?
I think you all are jumping the gun.
This is a consumer tax. It's an optional tax for people. So if they don't want to go out to dinner, if they don't want, they don't have to pay it.
Vienna's mayor says it's important to note the meal tax hike would only apply to restaurants in the town of Vienna. If approved next month, the meals tax would jump to 4% for the next 10 years and then automatically go back.
One of our missions here at WUSA 9 is to make a positive impact on our community, and we love sharing ways that you can join us on that mission. So right now, it's as easy as visiting our website and making a donation. Frederick County Public Schools is asking for help to pay off school lunch debt. Students are never turned down for breakfast or lunch, whether they can pay or not. And that tab for kids who can't afford it Well, that equals about $1,400 a day. And so far this school year, Frederick County Public Schools says the school lunch debt tops $91,000. There's a link on WUSA9.com if you want to make an impact for our kids. You'll also find it on our free WUSA 9 News app.
The Stafford County, Virginia public school system has a new superintendent. The school board voted to hire Dr. Daniel Smith at a special meeting Monday night. Dr. Smith was the chief of staff for Loudoun County Public Schools and served as interim superintendent. He has more than 20 years of public education experience. Now, Dr. Smith takes over the role on December 9th. He succeeds Dr. Thomas Taylor as superintendent. You might remember Dr. Taylor is now the superintendent for Montgomery County, Maryland Public Schools.
WUSA 9 Sports Report with Chick Hernandez.
Listen, they say that age is just a number. I don't know who they are, but they are lying. Just ask my body. But don't tell that to the 39-year-old Alexander Ovechkin, who, as I speak to you now, is the NHL's leading goal scorer, and his chase for the great one, Wayne Gretzky, is full on. That's the good news. Caps Utah last night. Ovi, first period, 14th goal of the year. It's awfully quiet there. Remember, he's coming off a hat trick. Not done, though. Second period, old man with a one-timer, 15 goals, 26 goals shy of Wayne Gretzky's all-time record. Bad news here, though. Ovi now listed as week to week with a lower body injury after the collision in the third period with Utah's Jack McBain. Ovi stayed down on the ice a little while. He tried to come back on the ice and test it, but it was a no-go. Again, he's now week to week. He will see team doctors tomorrow for further evaluation. Welcome to Dallas Week, people. The Commanders, with one more day off before they prep for the Cowboys, who got thumped by Houston last night on Monday Night Football. Cowboys now 3-7, he said with glee. Commanders on a two-game skid, though, coming off a Thursday night loss in Philadelphia. A little speculation about the Jaden Daniels rib injury he suffered a few weeks back. Since that time, not quite as sharp. Hasn't thrown his passes sharp. Hasn't taken off and run like he did the first part of the season. Head coach Dan Quinn told us Daniels is no longer injured, but he did say when he was dinged up, that affected the amount and the quality of his practice time.
There are times when he was injured that you didn't get the same amount of reps over the last month, and it may be okay for 1 week, but as it goes through a few weeks, you can get a little further away than you like. So for us to have these few days to get ourselves reset and to, get back into a normal week of us throwing, catching, blocking, doing all the things that makes us unique, that's a big deal for us.
All right, in case you missed it over the weekend, the Washington Spirit beat Gotham FC in a shootout in front of a packed crowd at Audi Field. The Spirit now just a game away from their second championship title in 3 years. 6 players from that 21 team still on the 29-person roster. Washington scored late in the second half to tie things up, and then they went on to a shootout. Spirit goalie Aubrey Kingsbury was a wall in that shootout, by the way. So back at practice today in Leesburg for Washington. Despite the championship pedigree, the Spirit are underdogs heading into the finale against the Orlando Pride. Orlando served up 2 losses to Washington during the regular season. The Spirit looking to end that streak on Saturday night.
We're excited. Yeah, this is what we've worked so hard for. We've lost to them twice in the regular season, so we're looking forward to avenging that loss and giving it all we have in Kansas City on Saturday.
Against Gotham, nobody believed that we could beat them. Right now it's the same situation because we lost the 2 games that we played against Orlando. They won the champions, the Shield Cup. So we are underdogs and we are happy with that.
They'll take it. That game right here, by the way, USA 9.
That's right.
Saturday Night Live, 8 p.m.
We cheer them on.
It should be.
Fantastic. They're going to be there. I predict they're going to win it.
You predict it?
I do. I'm buying.
Okay, here we go.
Your team is optimistic, yeah?
Yes, they should be.
Okay, I was making sure.
They're on a roll right now. We're good. We're good.
Double check.
Absolutely. Triple check if you want.
WUSA 9 Weather Impact is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Okay, we're in for some wet and cooler weather, huh?
We are. We were, over 70 yesterday.
Yeah.
We were over 60 today, which is not bad. And we'll be in the 60s tomorrow. And then, we have a pretty strong cold front.
So bizarre.
It's cool, man.
It's not cool.
Well, it's not uncommon. I mean, it happens like this all the time. We've been waiting for the bottom to drop out for weeks, and it's now going to.
Makes you anxious.
Anxious, really?
Yeah.
Are you anxious, panxious?
Because I'm like, what's
That's what
happening?
we call
When is
peaches.
winter anxious, panxious?
Anxious, panxious. Yeah, we do. All right, so let's talk about temperatures in the morning and just add like 10 degrees to these. For some reason, it's running just a little bit on the cool side. Don't really understand why. By 9 o'clock, everybody's back in the 50s. And we're dry tomorrow to start. In fact, a pretty decent day. until the showers roll in late, and most of the rain rolls in by the time you're home getting ready for bed or dinner. So by midday, we are still in the 50s to around 60. A couple of sprinkles are possible as we get into, say, the evening hours, but the main event is going to be with this front, and I stopped it right here at 10 o'clock. So we've got some pretty heavy rain rolling through Leesburg, back toward Gainesville, approaching Reston, and that's at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and that's when the front itself rolls through. Behind it, colder air, much colder air, and this is going to be essentially the line of demarcation when the front goes through. And you'll hear it. The winds will pick up, and you will definitely hear that. By 5 a.m. on Thursday, we actually have a return to some sunshine before more clouds return by, say, noon. Now, here's what I mean about the winds. Winds gusting at 10:15 tomorrow night. Winchester, 38 mile-per-hour wind gust in Front Royal, 38 in Leesburg, and 38 in Martinsburg. So essentially winds gusting 35 to 40 once that front goes through between like 10 and 11 o'clock tomorrow night. And it stays windy. I mean, winds are still gusting 30 to 35, Winchester, Front Royal, Leesburg, and that's in the wee hours of the morning on Thursday, late tomorrow night. We get into 6 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Winds are a factor, but they're not, be crazy. Winds could gust anywhere from 10 to maybe 20 miles per hour. So that is, I guess, some good news there. By 1:15 in the afternoon, winds will start to pick up a little bit again. The clouds roll back in the afternoon, and winds pick up a little bit too, out of the west, northwest. Now we got, Front Royal, 22 mile per hour wind gust, maybe 17, 18 mile per hour wind gust at Winchester and also Leesburg, down to about 15 by evening. So, neighborhood forecast then for Wednesday. Well, look at this. We've got sun to start, okay, all three places, and mid-60s. Alexandria, Leesburg, 65 in Manassas. The drops were hanging off late in the day. Better chance for the heaviest rain will be at night, between like 8 and 11 o'clock at night. So you should be okay. Be home from work. Next 3 days looks like this. We're looking at Fairfax, mid-60s tomorrow, a little bit of sun to start. Then we get the showers, the wind tomorrow night. Thursday, only 50, sun to start. Some showers come back in, and then windy again on Friday. A little bit of sun to start, showers come back in. And Fairfax, you could have a wet snowflake Thursday. I think you have a better chance for a wet snowflake on Friday. So Thursday morning and Friday morning at the bus stop, dress the kids for winter. Wind chills in the 20s and 30s.
Ooh, okay. Thank you, Tom. So we are 62 days away from the presidential inauguration, and today our Jacqueline Quinn got a sneak peek of the military honor guard and drill team getting ready for this historic day.
Yeah, they were out shortly after sunrise this morning practicing at Joint Base Meyer-Henderson Hall in Arlington.
The skill and precision that has been just witnessed here is truly remarkable, and for some, they've spent years working to be in this position.
Heard.
Oh, say, can you see
the focus
by the dawn's early light
and accuracy? It's what sets apart members of the military honor guard and drill teams. Countless hours of practice makes them nearly perfect at what they do, but motivation can also be a huge factor.
I sat behind a Gold Star mother at a funeral in Arlington National Cemetery when I was a young lad.
That moment inspired Nicholas Ames to join the military, but also to join the Air Force Honor Guard, where he could help families pay their respects to service members.
I've laid to rest over 400 souls at Arlington National Cemetery.
He later joined the Space Force, which was created during Donald Trump's first presidency. This is the first time this military branch will take part in a presidential inauguration.
As we continue training, I will most likely be on the presidential escort, marching through past the Capitol and down the main city streets.
But before this can happen, there's lots of rehearsal up until the big day. On this morning, Sergeant Ames is joined by more than 36 other men and women perfecting every move.
It's a lot of hard work, long days, a lot of pain, but we are a tight-knit group and get through everything together.
It's nerve-wracking, I've done dozens of these performances, and each time you still get those butterflies.
These Marines are handpicked from the schools of infantry.
But also, with that feeling of excitement is a great sense of pride.
I think it's going to be a bit cold, so we're preparing for that in conditioning. We're doing the stamina stands and the endurance to get there. So the long marches, looking precision movements, making sure we look sharp, so the American public can be proud when they see the debut of the United States Space Force.
In Arlington, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, WUSA 9.
It has to be perfect too, huh?
Just right.
Yeah, that is your daily download, Nova. Thank you for watching. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
And I'm Leslie Foster. We'll see you next time.